Hi, welcome to Differentiation in the Virtual Learning Environment. All of the resources can be found at edtrekkers.com. Select Differentiation. My name's Allison Malika, and with over 20 years experience as a digital learning specialist and over a decade in providing professional development and training for educators, I welcome you on behalf of EdTrekkers. The agenda today is pretty robust. We're going to go through differentiation soup to nuts using the Carol Ann Tomlinson's framework with learner profile strategies, learning environment, content process, product, and then look at some other considerations. So we're basically going to start off with a icebreaker video, if you will, and then we'll go into different strategies for understanding your students, creating a learner profile, setting the stage with your learner environment, and then strategies for instruction, process, and products, content process and products. Superior learning takes place when classroom experiences are enjoyable and relevant to students' lives, interests, and experiences. And this is true for young and old. So if we want to have a robust learning environment, we want to get to know our students so that we can make the things that we provide for them relevant and interesting to them. We're going to not play this video for the purpose of this. You have the resource, so play this video now. Stop this video and play this video now. Differentiating instruction, it's not as hard as you think. And that will set the stage for our next steps in this process. All right, so now that you've watched that video, what you know is that differentiation is really broad. It's more of a mindset. It's not a list of recipes to follow or knowing how to do A, B, and C and then pooh, check it off your list. It's more of a mindset of having a toolbox of ways that you can address different students' needs when you need to do that. It's not setting up individualized instructional programs for each student. And fair is not always equal. And keeping this in mind, there's been pushback in the past, like, oh, you're giving this student all of this extra stuff. Well, when it comes to individual learning differences and needs, not everybody can see over the fence, right? And to get access to that game. So that the smallest child, the one that can't access that, if you will, learning experience, needs more support than the student who's tall enough to do that. So we talk about fair not always being equal. It's more fair if there's no barrier at all. However, if we're able to provide accommodations, then everyone has access. What's missing from this picture, there's another model of this where you can see that the one that has the greatest need has two boxes, right? So there's some that would say, well, why don't we give everyone two boxes, and then that's fair and everyone's needs are met. Now, if you can easily set the stage so that the neediest person's needs are met and everyone has access to everything, then you win because you don't have any barriers to that. But one thing you want to remember is that fair doesn't mean everyone gets the same thing, all right? Fair means every child gets what they need. So it is fair to provide some accommodations for somebody that needs it and not provide it for another person who just doesn't need it. They won't miss it because they don't need it. And the first thing I want to do is kind of hop into a KWL. I want to use it as part of this training, but also to demo in this video. So if I were delivering a live training and starting, I would use Jamboard as a way to show that it could be used for group KWLs. So this isn't an individual KWL. I'm asking the group, what do you already know? So each person would add a sticky to this and then go to the next frame up here and add, what do you want to know? What do you want to know about differentiated instruction? And then later we'll come back to this and share what we have learned. So that'll be a fun way for students to get ideas from each other, to think about what other people are thinking about, and then share back ideas and inspirations and things you've learned. So that's the Jamboard, and that you can create in the Google Drive, and you can use that for group think, group activities, group brainstorming, really so many things. In the next video, we'll be taking a look at learner profile strategies. How do you get to know your learners?